Hey y'all, welcome back to Mrs. Lone's Cooking. Today we're going to make some extra large Southwest egg rolls. So what we're going to need, we're going to need oil for frying. You're going to need cheese. I use the Chihuahua because I like it better, but you can use Monterey if you don't have this. You will need 1 can of black beans, 1 can of whole corn. You're going to need one, it says jalapeno, but I don't have a jalapeno, so I'm using the jalapeno that's already been cut up, paste. And then I have cilantro. You can use fresh or the paste. It doesn't matter. You're going to also need onion powder. You're going to need chili powder, cumin, cayenne pepper, garlic powder. I'm using the minced garlic, or excuse me, the minced onions, but you can use fresh onions as well. You will need toothpicks. We're also using flour tortillas, they're the larger ones. I have 3 chicken breasts that I've cut up into bite-sized pieces. And then we have our spinach. And then we have our ranch dressing and an avocado. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take all my dry ingredients, which are all my spices, and I'm going to put them in a bowl. So just bear with me as we go through this. So we're going to need a 1/2 teaspoon of the cumin. So let's see. Just bear with me. So 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. Then we're going to need a 1/2 teaspoon of the chili powder. Get this opened eventually. Garbage. Okay, and 1/2 teaspoon of, like I said, the chili powder. Then we're going to need a 1/4 teaspoon of the garlic powder. And it's pretty strong, so I can smell it. And I'm doing a little helping because I like garlic. And garlic is really good for you. So, and now we're going to need an 1/8 teaspoon of the cayenne pepper. Okay. Cayenne pepper. Now, and we're just going to need the onion powder. I don't think I need the onion powder. I don't. And the minced onions, because I did not have a whole onion. I'm going to tell you a trick for these is that you can put them in a bowl with warm water, let them sit for 10 to 15 minutes, and it'll be a fresh hydrated onion all over again. So it's going to take me just a minute to do that because I forgot to do that part. So now, and what we're going to do is we're going to do our cilantro. Yeah, put our cilantro, and we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon. Yeah, make sure it's the right one of the cilantro. And yes, I'm doing it this way so that I've got all the dry stuff in here first. And then we're going to do our jalapeno paste or jalapeno, whichever, it doesn't matter. And it's going to take a 1/2 teaspoon of this as well, or more as you like it. Some people like it hotter than others, so to your preference, but it does say a 1/2 teaspoon. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to kind of mix it all together real quick. And then I've got my oven, or excuse me, a stove on, and I've got it warming up now with oil in the bottom of it so that we can get ready to start frying up that bite-sized chicken that we've already cut up. So just give me a second to go over there. We'll get things started. Okay, what I've done, like I said, I've cut up all my chicken into bite-sized pieces. I'm just going to put these into this skillet and let them cook. And we're going to let these cook down a little bit. And we're only going to cook them for about maybe 5 to 7 minutes because they're so small. So I'm also, and I wanted to show you, is that I took my onion or my minced onions. They're sitting in warm water, and as soon as it takes about 10-15 minutes for them to hydrate, and then once we get them hydrated, we're going to throw them in here on top of this chicken. But that mixture we made first, which was all the spices, we're going to go ahead and put this in here now to get it all stirred around so that it all has a time to mix with this chicken as it's cooking. So, and we're just going to mix this up. And then, like I said, just go ahead. You can see these are going to cook up really, really super quick. So once we get these things all cooked, or before I put my onions in, I'm going to let them cook up a little bit, and then we'll be right back. Okay, you can see our onions have hydrated. So this is about a quarter cup of an onion, or a quarter, yeah, it says a quarter cup of an onion. So let me put those in there. Thank you. We're going to get this all stirred up in here, and it's starting to smell really good. Myself, when I cook chicken, I want to make sure it's done. So there's nothing no worse than getting sick on chicken that's not cooked all the way. So make sure that these things are cooked up really well, and let them keep cooking. Okay, our chicken is done. Okay, now what I'm doing next is we're going to take our beans. This is a full can. Go by however much beans you like. So I'm going to start off with half the can and see how that is. And then if I need more, I can always add it to it. So just going to scoot that over to the side. We're going to add this in. And then we're going to add in, which I don't know, let me see. Might need the whole can. Yeah, I'm going to use the whole can because, honest, I'm making a really big thing of it so we can have some that are left over, because you can put them in an air fryer to warm them up. And so now we're doing that. We're going to let that get warm, and we're adding our corn, which is 1 can that's been drained. The beans have been drained as well. Okay, so make sure that those are drained. And while this chicken is cooking, what we're going to do, what I've already done, is I took my spinach over and I rinsed it off, and then I took it to some paper towels, and I've just patted it dry as best as I could get it. And yes, it looks like a lot of spinach, but if you cook spinach before, you'll notice it's going to shrink up to nothing. So I'm going to use every bit of this, and this is going to be about, I'm going to say about a cup, maybe a cup and a half of spinach that's been chopped up. Okay. And all we're going to do at this point is we're just going to cook this down to the point to where the spinach is wilted, because everything in here is already cooked. Even your beans are all cooked. So we're just going to let this till this spinach has melted or wilted down, as if I could say. And if you need to, when you start off frying your chicken, use about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of oil, of whichever you have. It doesn't have to be a specific kind, but make sure you grease your pan before you put that chicken and stuff in, and then just let this wilt, and we will be back. Okay, you can see that it's done. We've got everything else we need it. Now I'm going to use this same skillet to do my frying in. So at this point, I'm going to have my son pick this thing up and put it in, transfer it over to a bowl, because I'm going to need to clean this out real good so I can put my oil in it so we can do the rest of it. Okay, our mixture sitting over to the side right now. I've got my pan sitting over there on the stove. I'm trying to get the oil to warm up. So while that's doing that, we're going to go ahead and make the dipping sauce for this. What you're going to need is, they said that just need ranch, a half of an avocado, maybe a little bit of water or milk, but we'll see after I get this in here. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take my avocado, and I'm going to take it out, and I'm just going to do it just like so. And then I'm going to take, and I'm going to mash up this avocado with just a fork. If it's a ripe avocado, that's all you're going to need. So, and I will add just a little bit, it doesn't call for that, but I'm going to add a little bit of lime juice to this as well. So, and that way it gives it a little bit more of a authentic Mexican taste. Okay, and it's saying use 3 tablespoons. Okay, just regular teaspoons. 1, 2, 3. And this stuff is a little watery, so, which is fine. But it's really good. And we're just going to mix this all together. And no, it's not going to need any water at all. So, and the only reason you use the ranch and the avocado is so that you can get that green dipping sauce color that when you go to the restaurants, this is what it looks like. But like I said, I'm going to add just a little bit of lime juice to it. So just bear with me. Let me get that out. And yes, I'm using the concentrated lime juice because it lasts longer than trying to, the real limes. They don't last as long as this does. So I always keep this on hand. It's not that expensive. So I'm going to do just about that much, which is like maybe a half of a teaspoon. And then you can give it a taste and see if you want to add any more to it. Just do it as the taste that you or your family likes. And that's really good. That's all it needed. So your dipping sauce is ready. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm just going to set it in the refrigerator so it chills a little bit. So, and this is what it's going to look like. If you want more, just use the entire avocado, a little bit more ranch, and a little bit of lime juice. Okay, we've got all our mixture. Everything is ready. So I'm going to take a spoon. Do not overstuff them, or because it'll come out. It'll just come out like crazy. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our mixture in here, and we're making this a meal. That's what we're doing. And then we're going to take our cheese here as soon as I can get it opened. And we're going to take our cheese, and we're going to put some over the top of your filling, just like so. Okay. Now, I'm not the best at this, but we're going to give it a shot. And we're going to fold this over. Now, when you put these things in here, I'm going to tell you, nuke them in the microwave no more than 10 seconds at a time. The reason being is because if you put them in there more than that, they're going to crumble on you. So, like I said, I've not been perfect at folding these things up, but I'm doing my best. As long as they go together and I can fry it, like I said, it looks pretty bad. Okay. Okay, y'all, I'm going to be honest. I cannot roll these things. My son knows how to do it. So you get to meet my son, Christopher. He's the cameraman. Okay, buddy? Because I've ripped this flour tortilla big time. So we're going to take it. We're going to try it again and see if we can get it done. Because like I said, I can't wrap these things for anything.
What you're going to want to do is when it's like that, you'll bring it in from the sides, flip one end over all the way, tuck it underneath, and roll. And then bring it back up around and pin the flap down.
Flap downs just with your toothpicks. And then once it's like this, we take it over to our hot grease. And it only takes it like a minute or two to fry up. So we're going to do that real quick. Okay, this grease is hot, so please be extremely careful. And I'm going to let you know a little secret too, is if you don't have a spider, they sell them at Walmart. They're really cheap. Go buy one. And then you're going to need a set of tongs. And so all we're going to do is we're just going to kind of roll this so you can see how it's already cooking. Whoops. Like I said, I don't fry that much, y'all, so bear with me. And we're just going to keep this just like so, and we're going to keep rolling it around until it's nice and golden brown on each side. Okay, with our flour tortillas in the mix that we had in our bowl, we made 7 extra large of your Southwest egg rolls. They are done with our avocado ranch dressing. Now, we're just going to take it, let them cool a little bit before you do this because they're really hot. So that's what I've done is I cooked them all and just set them over to the side. And then you just take a knife and cut them all the way through. There we go. And this is what it's going to look like on the inside once they're done. And then you just take your avocado ranch and put some right here on your plate. And I'm going to tell you, I've already tried one, but I'm going to do it again. And they are super good. They're really good and really crunchy. So if you like my recipe, please like and subscribe.